Right then, I'm locking you all in. I'm using 15 and 14 Sonic. Hopefully it works. Has it worked? And then let's just double check on that one. Yes, it does work. Hello the amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new exciting Doctor Who video for today. So for this video, I'm going to be ranking RTD Phase 2 so far. Now, when I mean ranking the RTD Era Phase 2, I mean I'm going to be ranking basically from the 6-year anniversary specials and the first season of the 15th Doctor, aka Ncuti Gatwa. And to be honest with you, this is a very, very strange little era so far, because when RTD basically first took over as showrunner back in 2005, after basically a 16-year gap, he had Christopher Eccleston, and then of course later on he had David Tennant, and then he left when Matt Smith came about with the Doctor, and of course Stephen Moffat took over as showrunner. So after a very, very long while, Russell T Davies came back, bringing back David Tennant, but not as the 10th Doctor, but this time as the 14th Doctor, and also Ncuti Gatwa being the 15th Doctor. So far in RTD Phase 2, we've had 2 Doctors, a bit like RTD Phase 1. Because in Phase 1 you had Eccleston and Tennant, and in Phase 2 we've got Tennant and Gatwa. Which is actually something I feel is a little bit funny, because I think, you know what, is Russell trying to compete with his first era, having 2 Doctors? Maybe he ends up with 3 Doctors, or yeah, maybe he ends up with the 16th Doctor at some point, but maybe not. So I thought, you know what, as it's been like a year, because it's been, what, a year on the 25th of November, which was on my calendar Monday. Now, unfortunately, I am going to be busy over the next couple of days with work and, of course, with Comic-Con. Yes, I cannot wait for this full weekend of Comic-Con starting on Saturday and then, of course, on Sunday. And then, basically, Monday, I think I'm back at work. I'm not sure. But, yeah, over this weekend, I'm literally going to be at Comic-Con. So this video should be coming out on Thursday night, around about 11ish. Yeah, hopefully around about 11. As today, at the current time of filming, is actually Monday, the 25th. So I'm going to try and hold back so I can literally release this video on the Thursday, so I can do my big Comic-Con videos on the Saturday after I've been, and of course on the Sunday, or basically just wait until the both weekends so I can do a big massive video about the Comic-Con experience, because I'm going to the Birmingham Comic-Con at Birmingham International, which I'm actually quite looking forward to. So without further ado, we need to rank basically the era so far for RTD Phase 2. So I'm literally going to be ranking the 60th anniversary specials with Tennant, and of course the Season 1, aka Season 40, with Ncuti Gatwa. So with the episodes, I will be putting images up, but when I say how they are, I'm going to give them a sonic remote up or a sonic screwdriver down. Because even though 15s is technically a sonic screwdriver, it's a bit like a sonic remote. So I'm going to be using 15 if I don't really like the episode, or 14s if I do like the episode, or you know what, yeah, something like that. So anyway, let's get into it. So in 11th place, so yes, including basically 9 episodes of basically season 1, because I have classed Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of Death as one whole story. So I have put them both together because they are a 2-parter. So we've got 11 episodes. So let's get into it, shall we? Beginning with 11th place. And in 11th place, we've got one straight away from Ncuti Gatwa's era. It is Space Babies. Now, Space Babies, it's not a great season opener. It's very much on the same ground as New Earth to me. I really don't like New Earth. New Earth is just a terrible season opener, and this kind of falls into that category. It's got some great moments with brand new CGI effects of the TARDIS coming out of the Time Vortex, landing on the Space Baby spaceship. I love the dinosaur effects as well. I really love the dinosaur effects. I love when Ruby steps on a butterfly. Of course, it basically transmit, you know, she becomes like a butterfly alien creature sort of thing. That's actually quite funny. And I also love the fact how it followed on from the ending of the church on Ruby Road, where you see Ruby walking into the TARDIS and you've got the Doctor standing there going, "I'm the Doctor." And that's where it ended. And I really like the fact they reused that clip and then basically gone straight into the episode using that, and the Doctor introducing Ruby to the TARDIS and all that. The thing about Space Babies, it gets a very little bit complicated, and I don't really care for it with the whole bogeyman sort of thing, like bogies and dirty nappies being stuck in engines, and you kind of have a bit of a farting joke. Yeah, I just don't care for this season out now. I do like some bits of it, like the dinosaurs, how it follows on from the church on Ruby Road, but I just don't really care for it, and I'm sorry to say that. Which means number 10, and of course, in 10th place, we have the Star Beast for the 14th Doctor. Now, the Star Beast, it is basically Doctor Who's return since 2022. Because basically in 2022 we had the Power of the Doctor, and we kind of had a 13-month gap. Considering that we have 12 months a year, and then we had to wait an extra month, so 13 months we had to wait for some other Doctor Who content. And that content was actually part of the 60th anniversary. And to be honest with you, let me think of what I think of the Star Beast. Well, I actually quite enjoy it. Now, out of all the episodes of RTD, it's a good opening sort of thing for the anniversary. But the only thing I don't care for is that horrible green screen bit with literally the Doctor floating in space and all that. Once upon a time, or should I say once upon a time Lord, I don't really care for it, like that bit. But when you get into the episode and the Doctor's literally coming out of the TARDIS, he meets Donna and her daughter, and then of course you got Sean Tempo, you got a crashing spaceship, and you kind of got that going in with Unit as well, which is actually quite interesting because I absolutely love the fact we had the return of Unit. Beep the Beep. I quite like the Beep and the Wrath Warriors, but I just don't know why I can't put it a bit higher, because I do enjoy other episodes above the Star Beast, and I don't know how to actually 100% to say that. I just prefer for the Star Beast, I prefer other episodes above it. But I do love the fact we see the reuniting of basically the Doctor and Donna. The only thing I find complaint is the meta crisis, because they kind of played it like a bit of a joke. Just let it go. Yeah, I just don't care how they kind of treated the meta crisis thing. But the rest of it's pretty cool. It's a good episode. I do like Beep the Meep. It's actually quite interesting villain. And I've got a feeling we're going to see the Meep at some point. Because it does say, I really got to think after the Beep goes, I should tell the boss. Who is the boss? We still need to find out who the boss is. Maybe the boss is basically Mrs. Flood by any chance? Quite interesting, isn't it? So then, of course, in 9th place, we have a 15th Doctor episode. And it is, of course, another great episode. Is it? Or is it not? Let's see. It is Dot and Bubble. So Dot and Bubble follows, basically, Lindsay in her journey travelling through the bubble sort of effect if modern technology gets a bit wrong. And, of course, you've got that stupid dance thing, that teeny-weeny something dance like... I do like the Doctor and Ruby in this one. It's a very Doctor-like episode. The Doctor is there because of basically being Shooty being black. It's a kind of like a racist sort of episode, because on this planet they really ignore black people, and basically they treat the Doctor like an outsider instead of being like the Doctor being white. And basically, if this was like a 14th Doctor episode, I really think Tennant would have got in there, getting their heads, like, say, I need to save you, let me save you. Yeah, okay, we'll let you save us. But then when you get to like 15, no, he won't let them save them. They're like, nope, we don't want your help. Nope. Because inside the actual bit with the bubble, there are these big, giant, slug-type alien creatures that do eat people. I mean, there's a good shot, well, there's a very good scene when you kind of see somebody being eaten, the legs are in the air. Very, very horror moments. I really do like horror moments in Doctor Who. That's the bit I like about it. I just prefer other stories from RTD Phase 2 over this one, but I do quite enjoy it. So it is a good episode, but not the best episode. And I have to put other ones above it. And then, of course, we have Rogue for the 15th Doctor. Rogue, I'm going to be honest with you, it's in 8th place because of the silly romantic stuff going on between the Doctor and Rogue. I don't know why it's happening. It's just kind of happening for some point of it, for some reason. Now, Rogue is an actually interesting character because he reminded me a lot of Captain Jack Harkness. And I'm going to have to say, it really did remind me a lot of Captain Jack Harkness. I really love the shot with the 15th Doctor in his spaceship and he's there with the sonic screwdriver and he hears Kylie Minogue's song, Can't Get You Out My Head. Now, I like Kylie Minogue. She's a fantastic singer. I love how he's like there going, and of course he's there with the sonic all the time playing it. I absolutely love that scene. I also like the fantastic Century outfits the Doctor's wearing. The fact he's wearing like Bridgerton type style outfits. I haven't watched Bridgerton, but I know what it's like because I live with my parents and my mum watches Bridgerton. Yes, she watches Bridgerton. Like that. So I know what Bridgerton's kind of about, and it's kind of like a Bridgerton episode, but instead of it being like about humans, we have shape-shifting alien cosplays, and they're quite cool. I do like the design. I do like the beakiness. There are alien birds up there. If you think of the Shan-Sheaf from the Sarah Jane Adventures in Death to the Doctor, with Matt Smith making a kind of like a cameo sort of thing in the role as the Doctor, which is actually quite cool. But yeah, I do quite enjoy this episode. I love that shot with all the Doctors as well. The one thing that caught me off guard on my first time I watched it, when they included Richard E. Grant's Doctor farm screen with the shulker. I never thought they were going to do that. I honestly thought, right, that's it. Scream with the shulker's not canon. And then Russell T Davies goes, it's canon, baby. Yeah, it's just like Russell T Davies goes, it's canon, don't care, you say whatever you want. So yeah, Russell T Davies has actually made Richard E. Grant's Doctor now canon. I don't know how I feel about that, because I kind of want more from the Shulker Doctor now with him being canon. And how does he fit in with the numbering of the Doctor? Quite tricky, isn't it? Yes, it is, my dears. In 7th place, we have another 14th Doctor episode. It is, of course, Wild Blue Yonder. Now, 14th Doctor is quite good, because I do quite like the fact when it follows on from the Star Beast, you got the TARDIS exploding. I don't care for the Isaac Newton thing, because in Doctor Who lore, the 4th Doctor was the one that dropped the apple on Isaac Newton's head. That's how I see it. That's the Holy Bible. Classic Who did it first, and that's the Holy Bible. Classic Who, the 4th Doctor, dropped the apple on Isaac Newton's head to invent gravity, not manatee. So yeah, I don't care for any of that stuff with Isaac Newton. But when you get into the actual episode, it is quite cool. I do like the big giant alien doppelgangers of the Doctor and Donna. First it's the arm, and then it's the drum. I really love that bit. I really do love that bit as well. I also love the fact how they mentioned the flux and all that going on. I like the Doctor's trick with the salt, and they're counting all the salt. And of course, I love the bit where they're running to try and stop the android from hitting the self-destruct button. And of course, the Doctor's there going, if a time machine knows that. And then of course, Ty's Dimitri realizes he takes his Sonic out of it. And of course, he literally rolls it like a skateboard to go to Donna. And of course, there's two versions of her. And he accidentally picks the wrong Donna until he realizes your arm's too short. Flicks the doors, she gets destroyed, and the real Donna gets saved. And I love that shot with the TARDIS spinning in the middle of the explosion, which is a proper spinniness. I absolutely love that shot of the TARDIS. It really is so good. And I also love the shot as well with the Doctor and, of course, Wilf. Do I live and breathe? Wilfrid Moss, how you doing, old sailor? I honestly love the fact they got Benny Cummings back for that scene. It's his only scene, as unfortunately he passed away. I think he passed away just before he could film his scenes in The Giggle. But yeah, I do quite enjoy it. And it's a nice, fantastic last scene ever by Bernard Crimmins. I love Bernard Crimmins. I absolutely loved him as Tom in the Peter Cushing Dalek movies. And of course, he's very good in the Tennant's original era. I absolutely love, yeah, Wild Blue Yonder is actually quite good. So yeah, I do quite enjoy Wild Blue Yonder. In 6th place, we've got another 15th Doctor episode. So 15th Doctor Sonic, aren't they ready? And it is basically the Church on Ruby Road. Now, the Church on Ruby Road, I had to put it over Wild Blue Yonder because I actually like it a lot more. It's got some great setup. I love the build-up with basically with Ruby and the Doctor. I love it echoes a little bit to the TV movie where the Doctor's there talking to Gareth saying about the test where he says, don't do that one, you answer the correct question. And I also love the fact how it did that. And of course, the Sonic pings and the Doctor goes, you're thinking of getting engaged, aren't you? She's going to say yes. How do you know? Because, you know, the shops are closed, all that lot, you know, blah, 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 blah. And of course, he literally does an 8th Doctor thing, which makes me think, yes, I love it. I honestly flat out love that scene because it really gives me like TV movie flashbacks. So when the 8th Doctor did that. I also like the goblins because now we are shifting into where gods and myth creatures come into the universe because of the whole thing with the toy maker and the grains of salt at the end of the universe. What happened in Wild Blue Yonder. I absolutely love it. I love the Doctor singing as well. I really love that song where the Doctor's there thinking and he just sings straight away. I really love that song. Literally goes, "Oh, the Goblin King, yes, the Goblin King. It's good to meet you, you great big thing. I can see that you're having a fun day. Meet my friend, she's Ruby Sunday." I absolutely love that song. I cannot get it out of my head. It's been stuck in there since Christmas last year. It really has. But yeah, I have to say, Church on Ruby Road, 6th place. In 5th place, we are at 73 yards. Another 15th Doctor's episode. Now, 73 yards, it is the first of the Doctor Light episodes in a row because we had 73 yards and Dot and Bobble. Now, it's a very good episode for Millie Gibson as this was her very first episode she shot for Doctor Who, and I think she actually did it really, really well. The story is actually interesting. I love how the 15th Doctor does make a cameo until basically he breaks the fairy sort of thing, and of course that's when time goes wrong and the Doctor vanishes because Shooty at that point was still filming season 4 of Sex Education for Netflix. So I do love the fact this literally just follows Ruby Sunday. It's a very good creepy episode. It's very got some like horror moments in it as well, which I do quite enjoy, and I just absolutely love it. I really do love it. In 4th place we have Boom. Yes, I absolutely love Boom, written by Stephen Moffat. Now, is the Christmas episode going to be as good as Boom? I do not know. But this episode, we see the return of Fingard, basically the soldier, like the army that was in the Matt Smith era, when basically with the Church of the Painful Mainframe, and of course in Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone. I absolutely do enjoy this episode because when the Doctor's standing there on the Fingard mine, and you've got these ambulances with basically Susan Twist's face on it, I do quite enjoy it. I love the fact that the Doctor's just there because he hears somebody scream and of course he runs to the rescue. I love his outfit in this episode as well. It really gives me like Pertwee vibes with the purple jacket, and I absolutely do enjoy it. So yeah, Boom is quite good. I was a little bit shocked when I saw Ruby get shot in this episode. I thought that was it. They're going to kill Ruby off, or is the Doctor going to do a timey-wimey sort of thing where he saves the day, reverse time, Ruby survives. Now the thing about Ruby, she is wearing the same outfit or kind of something similar to what Rose was wearing in Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways. I remember pointing that out to my best friend Jamie Arrowsmith on Facebook, and he was like, "Oh my god, you are right. It does look so similar." So yeah, I do kind of get like Rose type vibes from Millie, from Ruby. I do get like Rose vibes, but done betterly, because Rose was done better in season 1 and then in series 1, and then of course in series 2. I don't care for the romantic stuff, so when season 2 or season 41 comes out, please let there be no lovey-dovey stuff, no arguing between basically the new companion and Ruby. Yeah, I just don't care for any of that. But yeah, I do quite enjoy the episode, and it is absolutely brilliant. In 3rd place, we have The Giggle, which is a 14th Doctor episode. Yes, I absolutely do enjoy The Giggle. It is my favourite out of the 60th anniversary. But why? It is the return of the Toymaker, as the Toymaker made his first debut back in 1966. And of course, the Celestial Toymaker in a game against the First Doctor, until the First Doctor manipulated his voice so he can literally escape the Toymaker's demise. I love how the Doctor nearly lost at this point. He only won because of the Toymaker losing the game of catch. But I really love The Giggle. If the Doctor basically would not have, well, basically if the Toymaker would have catched the ball, I really think the Doctor would have lost. I really think the pair of the two Doctors were lost, because this was Shooty's first episode. I don't care for the whole bi-generation sort of thing, but I don't think it's going to happen ever again, because I think it's just like a one-off thing. You know, there's two Doctors, one's split, one's gone off. I really think the 14th Doctor will probably become the curator of the London Underground, or Undergallery, that we see in the 50th anniversary. I also love Unit in this one. I love the fact we got the return of Kate Stewart, since basically she was last seen in The Power of the Doctor. we have the return of Mel. So we got the return of another classic companion. So we got a return of a classic companion and a return of a classic villain. I absolutely quite love it. And I do like 50 to 14's fantastic little banter between the two of them. Now, it's not like as much as I love, say that I absolutely love how the second and third Doctors argue, and seeing 14 and 15 just kind of get on, where 13, if you think if that happened back in 1973 with the third and second Doctor, them two would not be going on like hugging each other. They'd be literally they're bickering, as we all know. So I would have loved it to see 15 and 14 to have that competition, that bickering that 2 and 3 would have. Not that, oh, you know what, you're just gonna, you need to go and sort yourself out. Come here, let me hug you. It doesn't need that. I just would love to see 2 Doctors bicker. That's what I would have loved about it. Just have 2 Doctors bicker. And that's the one thing I have to say. I absolutely do enjoy it. So in second place, we have The Devil's Cord. Now, I absolutely love The Devil's Cause, set in London 1963. I really love the villain, aka Jinx Monsoon, aka Maestro, the child of the Toymaker. So yeah, we kind of have that Toymaker connection still. I absolutely love 15 in this episode because it's actually quite good, and I absolutely love his outfit as well. At the beginning of his outfit, where he's there wearing the pink t-shirt, the blue jeans, it's kind of 50-50, just 50-50. But I do quite enjoy the fact when he literally gets changed into his 60s gear. I love the mention, how he mentioned to Ruby, like, oh, I was just living somewhere over there, you know, Totter's Lane. I was living there with my granddaughter. I really love that callback to basically the first Doctor and Susan. It really gives you that kind of fantastic knowledge that, you know what, yeah, it is a new era, but you know what, they're still basically going, you know what, this happened in Classic Who, the Doctor was there, so on and so on and so on. The only thing about basically the episode I do not like about is the song There's Always a Twist at the end, because it's just like, why are they bursting to sing? And then of course it's a bit like the Toymaker's power, where because they defeated Maestro thanks to 2 members of the Beatles playing that beat thing, you know, blah 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 blah. You know, the way that is done, and of course, because Maestro's power is still lingering, so they do burst into sing. It's a bit like with the Toymaker, where his power was basically lingering for a few seconds, and of course, the Doctor doubled the TARDIS for him and 14. So yeah, I do quite enjoy that episode. It's actually quite good and absolutely brilliant. Which means number 1. Are you ready for this? It is The Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of Death. Now, I'm classing this as a 2-parter because I'm literally putting them both together. So, why are you probably wondering why am I putting this one above all the others? Because it does have a bad finale. So does most stuff from the modern era. I mean, if you look at basically Hellbent, you know, people still talk about, oh, I actually quite enjoy Hellbent. But if you think all the way back in 2015, that had a load of roast. Loads of people hated that episode. And so did Darkwater and Death in Heaven. People didn't care for that episode. So The Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of Death, at the moment, it does kind of have that reputation. But I think in like 10 years' time, people will say, oh, I absolutely love it. But I actually quite enjoy it. Now, I love the secrecy with the whole thing going on with Ruby trying to find out basically who her mother is. I love Unit in this episode. I love the Doctor saying, right, you lot, I need your help. Everywhere I go in the universe, there's always this woman. And of course, he literally goes, like, basically, she's a nurse, she's a pilot, she's a cyborg creature, you know, and all that. And basically, it's absolutely quite good. I love seeing Mal undercover for Unit as well. Mal's really good undercover as well. I love the fact we have the return of Sutek, aka played by Gabriel Wolf, because that voice, he's like 91, and his voice still booms. It really still booms like it does back in 1975 as he is the same actor that played the voice of Sutek. I just genuinely absolutely love that. The fact they literally went, you know what, we're going to get Gabriel Wolf back, we're bringing back Sutek, let's see what he can do. I don't care for the dog, that he looks like a dog instead of him being kind of like a pyramid creature that he was. I think he was like a Jacqueline or a cat, a sort of cat thing, alien creature, you know, last of the Osirans. And the fact that literally went, you know what, let's change him into a big giant alien dog creature god thing. Let's see what people, yeah. That's the bit that got like backlash, and the Doctor basically putting a kind of leash on him and taking him through the time vortex. Yeah, it's a very timey-wimey sort of thing, but it's quite a good episode. I still quite enjoy it. The ending itself is okay. I love the fact how you say Ruby saying goodbye to the Doctor. We knew she was coming back anyway, so there's no point literally going, oh, we're going to have them crying. Don't have them crying. We know this. We know she's coming back in the next season. So yeah, you didn't really need to do that. So that is basically me ranking phase 2 of RTD era number 2. How do you rank this era? What are your favourite episodes from this era so far with the 60th anniversary and of course season 1? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe and share. And join me for more awesome Doctor Who content.